When we reading the word he or his and she or her in the scriptures, this is referring to who aside from male and female. In the scriptures, the words he, him, his, and she, her, hers are not only used for biological male and female. They can also refer to a person, a nation, a city, a people, a kingdom, wisdom, Yasharal, Jerusalem. This video is for reference purposes only. I highly encourage everyone to read the scriptures and the apostolic writings for much better understanding. The assembly or congregation, false religious systems, can be also spiritual conditions and symbolic representations. The true context must always be discerned by who is speaking, who is being addressed, the symbolic language, the prophetic meaning, the covenant context. Let me give you examples in the scriptures that was addressed by she or her, that referring to a nation or city. Jerusalem is called she. Lamentations 1 verse 1. How she sits, the city once great with people, like a widow she has become, one great among the nations. A princess among provinces has become a slave. The city is not a literal woman. She represents the covenant city. Also in Ezekiel chapter 16, Jerusalem is described as a woman who committed whoredoms. This is spiritual unfaithfulness, not physical female description. That means she or her referring to wisdom. Proverbs 8 verse 1 to 3. Does not wisdom call and understanding lift up her voice? On the top of the heights along the way, between the paths she has taken her stand. Beside the gates leading to the city, at the entrances she shouts. Wisdom is personified as her. This does not mean wisdom is a female being. It is a Hebraic literary personification. On the other hand, when we read the word he or him, it referring to a people or servant body. Isaiah 41 verse 8 to 9. But you, Yasharal, are my servant Jacob, whom I have chosen, the descendants of Abraham who loved me, whom I have strengthened from the ends of the earth, and called from its farthest parts, and said to you, you are my servant, I have chosen you and have not rejected you. Then later the servant is called he. This can refer to an individual, the nation of Yasharal, the righteous remnant, or the Messiah in certain contexts. Discernment comes from context. The word she referring to false religious systems. Revelation 17 verse 1 to 5. And one of the 7 messengers who had the 7 bowls came and spoke with me, saying to me, Come, I shall show you the judgment of the great whore sitting on many waters, with whom the sovereigns of the earth committed whoring, and the inhabitants of the earth were made drunk with the wine of her whoring. And he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast covered with names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was dressed in purple and scarlet, and adorned with gold and precious stones and pearls, holding in her hand a golden cup filled with abominations and the filthiness of her whoring, and upon her forehead a name written, a secret, Babel the Great, the mother of the whores and of the abominations of the earth. The woman here is a symbolic system. Spiritual fornication, idolatry, corrupt power, rebellion against Yahuwah, not simply a literal female, bride symbolism. Hosea 2 verse 19 to 20, And I shall take you as a bride unto me forever, and take you as a bride unto me in righteousness, and in right ruling, and loving commitment and compassion. And I shall take you as a bride unto me in trustworthiness, and you shall know Yahuwah. Revelation 21 verse 2. And I, Yohanan, saw the set-apart city, renewed Jerusalem, coming down out of the heaven from Elohim, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. The bride represents the covenant people, the set-apart assembly, those faithful to Yahuwah, not merely female gender, while the word he referring to collective man. In Hebrew thought, man or he can represent humanity collectively. Genesis 1 verse 27, And Elohim created the man in his image. In the image of Elohim he created him. Male and female he created them. Singular and plural are sometimes interwoven in Hebraic expression. The pronouns for Yahuwah. The scriptures most often use he or him or his for Yahuwah because Yahuwah reveals himself as Father. Hebrew grammar uses masculine forms. It reflects authority and covenant language. But Yahuwah is not a fleshly human male. John 4 verse 24. Elohim is spirit, and those who worship him need to worship in spirit and truth. Numbers 23 verse 19. El is not a man to lie, nor a son of man to repent. Has he said, and would he not do it, or spoken, and would not confirm it? The pronouns express relational and revealed language, not human biological limitation. What is the Hebrew language structure in Hebrew? Objects can be grammatically masculine or feminine. Cities are often feminine. Nations can be feminine. Wisdom is feminine. Spiritual systems may be described as women. Strength or kingdoms may be described as men. This is part of Hebraic expression and prophetic symbolism. Key discernment principle. Not every he means only a biological male. Not every she means only a biological female. The scriptures use these terms for representation, covenant relationship, symbolism, personification, prophecy, nations, kingdoms, spiritual states, or collective peoples. The true interpretation must come from context. Torah foundation, prophetic language, and original Hebraic thought, but whole scriptural witness, not modern Western assumptions. The scriptures mostly refer to the Ruach HaKodesh, or set-apart spirit, using words like he, him, or his in many English translations because of language structure, context of the speaker, the representative function of the Ruach, and the way the spirit proceeds from Yahuwah. But the deepest issue is not human gender. The set-apart spirit is not presented as a human male or female being. John 4 verse 24. Elohim is spirit. The spirit is the breath, power, presence, life, and working of Yahuwah. The difference between he, him, his, and she, her in scriptural context often involves authority role, source relationship, representation, covenant imagery, language grammar, symbolic function, and prophetic picture. This is not merely biological sex. Hebrew and Greek language context. What is the Hebrew word for ruach, or spirit? The word spirit in Hebrew is grammatically feminine. In Hebrew context, sometimes the language structure may sound like she, even though the scriptures do not teach the spirit is a female deity. Genesis 1 verse 2. And the earth came to be formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters. The word moved connects with the feminine noun ruach. But this is grammatical gender, not biological female sex. In Hebrew, wisdom is feminine. Many cities are feminine. The earth can be feminine, yet they are not female persons. Greek word for spirit. In Greek, the word for spirit is pneuma, which is neuter. However, in John 14 verse 26, but the Helper, the set-apart Spirit, whom the Father shall send in my name, he shall teach you all and remind you of all that I said to you. This happens because the context is personal. The Ruach teaches, reminds, testifies, and guides. A hat, thus personal pronouns are used. The scriptures speak of the Ruach as active, living, and working, not as an impersonal force only. Why the word he is used? To the word spirit, because it proceeds from Yahuwah, speaks what Yahuwah speaks, reveals the word, carries authority, teaches, convicts, and guides. John 16, verse 13. But when he comes, the Spirit of the truth, he shall guide you into all the truth. For he shall not speak from himself, but whatever he hears he shall speak, and he shall announce to you what is to come. The he here represents active personal operation, authorized representation, the working presence of Yahuwah, not human male biology. What is the difference between he and she in scriptural symbolism? He, him, his often represents source, authority, initiation, headship, kingship, judgment, sending and covenant leadership. She or her often represents receiving, fruitfulness, covenant community, city, nation, bride, response, generation, unfaithfulness or faithfulness. For examples, Yahuwah is father or king language. Yeshural is the bride language. Messiah is the bridegroom. Assembly is the bride. Babylon is the harlot woman. Yerushalayim represent daughter of Zion. These are representational and covenant images. Scriptural he does not automatically mean human male body, fleshly sex, physical masculinity. Also, scriptural she does not automatically mean human female body, biological woman. These often express function, relationship, position, symbolism, covenant role, prophetic picture. The set-apart spirit is called the Spirit of Yahuwah, the Spirit of truth, the Spirit of life, the Spirit of Messiah. The scriptures never clearly teach the Ruach is a separate female deity or a human-like male person in flesh. Rather, the Spirit is the living presence, power, breath, mind, and operation of Yahuwah, working through his word and purpose. In scriptural context, the set-apart spirit is the living and active power, presence, breath, and working of Yahuwah through which he creates, gives life, reveals truth, empowers, guides, corrects, sets apart, and works salvation according to his purpose. But the Spirit is not merely an energy or impersonal force. The scriptures present the Spirit as the active expression and operation of Yahweh himself. For examples in time of creation. Genesis 1 verse 2, "And the earth came to be formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of Elohim was moving on the face of the waters." The word life in Genesis 2 verse 7, "And Yahweh Elohim formed the man out of dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils breath of lives, and the man became a living being." While the guidance in Isaiah 63 verse 11 to 14, "Then he remembered the days of old Moshe, his people. Where is he who brought them up out of the sea with the shepherd of his flock? Where is he who put his set-apart spirit within him? Who led them by the right hand of Moshe, with his comely arm, dividing the water before them to make for himself an everlasting name? Who led them through the deep? Like a horse in the wilderness, they did not stumble. As a beast goes down into the valley and the Spirit of Yahweh causes him to rest, so you led your people to make yourself a comely name." Truth and teaching. John 16 verse 13, "But when he comes, the Spirit of the truth, he shall guide you into all the truth. For he shall not speak from himself, but whatever he hears, he shall speak, and he shall announce to you what is to come." Power. Micah 3 verse 8, "But truly I am filled with power, with the Spirit of Yahweh, and with right ruling and with might, to declare to Yaakov his transgression and to Yasharal his sin." Salvation and renewal. Ezekiel 36 verse 26 to 27, "And I shall give you a new heart, and put a new spirit within you. And I shall take the heart of stone out of your flesh, and I shall give you a heart of flesh, and put my spirit within you. And I shall cause you to walk in my laws and guard my right rulings, and shall do them." This shows the Spirit does not only give emotions or signs. The Spirit causes obedience, transformation, and covenant faithfulness. Romans 8 verse 14, "For as many as are led by the Spirit of Elohim, these are sons of Elohim." The set-apart Spirit is the powerful and living operation of Yahweh by which he works in his people. But the scriptures present the Spirit as holy, living, active, speaking, teaching, grievable, guiding, and testifying. The Spirit is not described as a dead force or simple energy. The Spirit is Yahuwah working and making his will known. Another important scriptural principle: the Word and the Spirit work together. Psalm 33 verse 6, "By the word of Yahuwah the heavens were made, and all their host by the Spirit of his mouth." Word plus Spirit means creation, life, purpose, and redemption. Thus the set-apart Spirit is the breath of Yahweh, the presence of Yahweh, the power of Yahweh, the mender will of Yahweh in action, the set-apart operation of Yahweh, working through his word, purpose, and Messiah. In the scriptures, the words he and him generally refer to male persons, while she and her refer to female persons. However, scripture also uses masculine and feminine imagery to reveal deeper spiritual patterns. These patterns must be derived from the text itself and not assumed for every occurrence of a pronoun. Torah and the masculine pattern. The Torah is often presented as authority, command, instruction, government, order, and covenant. Deuteronomy 8 verse 3, "And he humbled you, and let you suffer hunger, and fed you with manna which you did not know, nor did your fathers know, to make you know that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of Yahuwah." Psalm 19 verse 7. The Torah of Yahuwah is perfect, bringing back the being. The witness of Yahuwah is trustworthy, making wise the simple. Psalm 119 verse 142. "Your righteousness is righteousness forever, and your Torah is truth." Proverbs 6 verse 23. "For the command is a lamp, and the Torah a light, and reproofs of discipline a way of life." In this sense, the Torah functions as the revealed will of Yahweh that establishes order, direction, and boundaries. Set-apart Spirit and the feminine pattern. The Hebrew word ruach or spirit, breath and wind, is a grammatically feminine noun. The ruach is associated with guidance, teaching, comfort, wisdom, empowerment, life. Thank you for watching, and see you on my next video. May Yahweh barak us and guides us. Shalom, and have a great Yom.